being one of the most striking members of the Galactic Empire with their crimson blood-red robes, the Imperial Red Guard are quite possibly a true force to be reckoned with, dedicating their livelihood and time in service of the Emperor, protecting him at all cost. But what is required of the individual in order to be a Red Guard? The Red Guard are the most vicious, dangerous, and brutal combatants that the Empire has to offer, which they have to be, since they are responsible for protecting the Emperor himself, laying down their own lives for the sake of his survival. This branch of the Imperial Armada is really something to behold, but just how did they come to be? While not a direct evolution, the Red Guard can trace their ancestry back to the Senate Guard of the former Galactic Republic. These guys were responsible for protecting not just elected chancellors, but all members of the now dissolved Galactic Senate, accompanying them throughout the Senate District and throughout the Senate Chamber building itself. The Senate Guard have served the Republic for centuries, brandishing their aqua blue armour, robes, and striking helmets. These guys were experts in martial combat and marksmanship, combining a traditional military hierarchy with the responsibility of upholding Republic law throughout the citizens of Coruscant and some other planets. But come the Clone Wars, these guys were no stranger to seeing action on the battlefield. But their once notorious presence throughout the Senate District would not last, as they were eventually phased out and replaced by the early Red Guard, left to dissolve under the neglect of the newly appointed Emperor. The remaining Senate Guards were able to transform into the Imperial Senate Guard, but their original armour was then used by the Coruscant Museum Guards. So, not exactly a happy ending for these guys. But either way, the Senate Guard were out, and the Red Guard now reigned supreme. As explained before, the Red or Royal Guards dedicate their life to protecting the Emperor. But that's not all. The Red Guards specialise in a litany of different skills and abilities and will be deployed to fulfil a handful of assignments that are required of them. The Emperor will often assign his Red Guard to very high-ranking officials, usually those he trusts and those within his inner circle, but they can sometimes be found guarding Star Destroyers, important Imperial facilities, Vader's castle on Mustafar, the Imperial Palace on Coruscant, and anywhere generally that the Emperor deems of great importance. Their striking crimson armour is one of the most unique aspects surrounding their already enigmatic nature, allowing them to stand out from the common infantry and make sure that everyone around them knows their place among the Emperor's most elite guardians. On guard, patrol and protection duty, they will don their ceremonial garbs, which conceals the majority of their arsenal and signifies their rank or role, and, while not confirmed, it may also protect him from certain weather conditions when out on active duty. Under the garb, they wear a lightweight protective armour, which allows them to be remarkably fast and light on their feet, which can be extremely useful, especially in close quarters combat, where every second counts. If you manage to catch a glimpse of the Red Guard, you'll usually see them holding a stick that runs from their palm to their shoulder. Well, that's called a force pike, and don't be fooled by its deceptive appearance. At the lowest stun setting, they are capable of causing an immense amount of pain to whichever unlucky person just happens to be on the receiving end of those things. But that's not all. At the highest power setting, the pike is strong enough to cut through all sorts of alloys, including Durasteel. That's what the armour plating of Star Destroyers is made of. Oh, but that's not all as well. They can also fire blaster bolts from their pikes, so if a target manages to attain distance, well then that still hasn't put them out of reach of the Red Guard. Finally, as if what I just talked about wasn't enough, force pikes can be upgraded with magnetic clamps, allowing them to ensnare their opponent in a magnetic field, suspending them several feet into the air and preventing them from moving. If you find yourself in this scenario, once they've got you, they've got you. There is no getting away. Talk about overkill. Did I mention they also wield electrostat? Within the battlefield, unless it is very short notice, the Red Guard will not don their garbs, allowing their armour to be on full display for all to see. In this scenario, The Red Guard will make use of a variety of different blasters and ranged weapons at their disposal, ranging from heavy blasters, light blasters, repeating blasters, long-range sniper rifles and smaller handheld blasters, so they are extremely versatile when it comes to making use of the tools at their disposal, which they have to be, given their position within the Imperial Armada. So it's pretty clear that the Emperor spared no expenses with the Red Guard, because they do their job and they do it well. But just how are Red Guards made? Well, to put quite simply, Red Guard training is brutal, with recruits being trained in an academy of a classified locale. Training involves continuous sparring and combat practice on a continuous basis, with few to no breaks in between. The Red Guard training program is a process which takes a year to complete, being a grueling process for the maniacs that have decided to go through with it. The continual sparring is done with 2 or more individuals, and teaches the recruits to rely on both their own skills and the skills of others throughout close quarters combat and hand-to-hand battle scenarios. And here's the thing about Red Guard training. It's not like Stormtrooper training or Trooper Corps training even. Once you're in it, you're in it. And the only way out is to complete the program and pass. This is because failure to keep up and comply with the demands of the training results in execution. Still sounds like something you want to do? Well, that's not all, because the final test within Red Guard training will put you and everyone else that you have been training with against each other in a final duel to the death, to see what few come out on top. This duel will also be overseen by the Emperor himself, and those who succeed will be required to swear an oath of obedience to the Emperor, and from that point on, serve him with their own lives. Why is it that way though? I mean, surely there's no harm in letting those not fit for it go, right? Well, there kind of is. You see, like I said, the Red Guard training program is a top secret, highly classified program that is not like Stormtrooper training. It has direct ties to the Emperor himself. As such, letting someone go with the knowledge, whereabouts and specific details of the program could seriously jeopardise the secrecy of it as a whole. Something which I'm sure the Emperor would not be very happy about, as that could set him up for potential assassination or espionage. But either way, the whole process of becoming a Red Guard is very difficult, and not for the faint of heart, being something for those with an iron heart and a determination that they will succeed, because remember, there is no backing out once you're in. So yeah, I think I'll just stick to Stormtroopers, naval personnel and starfighter pilots, thank you very much. So, do you think you have what it takes to defend your Emperor? If so, good luck, you'll need it. But then again, I suppose the Red Guard need this level of expertise. They have to be hardened in order to deal with the continuous threats from the Rebel Alliance, for example, especially in these times of great conflict. So with that, I hope this video has provided you with some insight into the enigmatic guardians of the Imperial Emperor. So why not subscribe, like and share this video to start your journey into the Empire today. And with that, long live the Empire, and may the Force be with you.